Hi, I'm Marcia Wing. This is my husband Greg Garlick, and we would like to welcome you to the Wing House. My dad was born in Caldwell in 1925. My mom was born in Minnesota in 1929. She and my dad met and were married in Caldwell in 1950. After they were married, they moved on to a property, a 40-acre farm that his mother's family had purchased in 1917. So my dad and my mom lived in that old kind of 1890s era house, which was not a great house, for about the first 30 years or so of their marriage. And then in the mid-80s, 82, 83, somewhere along in there, they purchased the house that we're showing you today and had it moved on to that property on Marble Front Road. My dad was with the Caldwell City Police Department for 28 years, retired at the rank of captain, and was one of the first local policemen to attend the FBI Academy in a new program that they had put together in the late 60s or early 70s. My mom was a librarian. She began with what became the Valley View School District in 1962 when she drove the bookmobile to 12 little individual country schools, and retired in 1995 as the junior high school librarian. That same year that she retired, she was selected by her peers as the Idaho State Librarian of the Year. Okay, so for the house itself, it was built in 1921 in Nampa, and I believe based on an Idaho power bill that I found underneath the bottom drawer in the built-in china cabinet, that it was owned by a Gross family who lived at 1310 South 6th in Nampa. Then it was moved, obviously, by, as I said earlier, by my parents from the Nampa location over onto the Marble Front Road location, where it stayed for the next 25 years or so. My mom and dad passed in 2007 and 2008 respectively, and then because of the real estate situation in this area, I was given an offer by a developer to buy the 40 acres that it was sitting on, but of course the developer didn't want this old house in his new subdivision, and he was just going to tear it down. But Greg and I looked at each other, and we just couldn't allow that to happen. With all of the cool features that are in this house, we just couldn't let somebody tear it down. So once again, we found a mover, and we moved it about a mile up the road from Marble Front up to this location on Tinnin. And so it's been a bit of a labor of love for us. And I'll let Greg tell you a little bit about some of the process we went through to get it to what it looks like today.
Chris Bryant, who is the head building inspector for the city of Caldwell, come out and walk us through and tell us all the things we had to do. And in so moving, it's interesting, the house was originally on a basement, which I think helped us a little bit. Anyway, so it's obviously been moved twice. It's a sturdy building, really well built, old stuff that you cannot buy. Lumber and materials you cannot purchase at any price today. For instance, the floors are old growth redwood fir. Some of the boards were 20 feet long. Restoring the wood there, we had Jeff Curry, a flooring contractor that we knew well, who did a fabulous job, and he came in with new growth redwood to match, and it matches well, but it's obviously the growth rings on the new are that big, and the growth rings on the old are about that big, and it makes it a harder, different wood almost, and a beautiful, beautiful floor. Anyway, we got it moved, and we realized that it had the old knob and tube wiring on it from Edison's day. Maybe pre-Edison, maybe pre-electrics, and all the baseboard had the outlets in them, and so we chose to go up into the sheetrock, and Kirk Bosquet was our drywall contractor, and this is a plaster lath house, and I used to hate plaster lath. And Kirk came in, and he showed me a lot of things about making the repairs last. For instance, he taped all of the cracks. He put drywall where he needed drywall, replaced ceilings completely with new drywall, did a wonderful job of texturing, and just it made the house better than new. And we remodeled the kitchen. This had been an old farmhouse, and there was kind of a walkway around the edge of the kitchen. It almost looked like an exterior porch, and that was for cleanup of people coming in from the field. And we took that walkway out and enlarged it, made it into a dining room. And we started this project in We got the building permit July 31st of 2019, and we've been every day on it, every single day. Marcia, not quite every day, but almost every day. Marcia repainted it with the loving hand of a housewife that wants the best, and we had planned some things, and we evolved in that period. I'd say the length of time it took to do everything, it allowed us to change our minds and do the best we could, and we're proud of that.
Mm-hmm.